What is up, guys? Team Yugi Feels here, back with another video. And like I said in my last video, I am basically posting this as kind of a middle of the week buffer video for when I get more cards in the mail. I'm just waiting for stuff to come in that I need to come in, so it's going to take a few days, obviously, seeing I just ordered it the day prior to filming this. So hopefully by next week I have some more videos up. I think I just got stuff in the mail today to finish piecing together Phantom Knights as well. That way you guys can see an updated Phantom Knights list. I'm waiting on some cards for Virtual World to show up in the mail too that I just needed as leftovers. Literally the card that I'm waiting for Virtual World is Cloud Castle. I have everything else for the deck other than Cloud Castle of all the cards that I don't own. But I'm going to go ahead and hop into this deck profile now. This is going to be my prank kids list that I've been toying around with a little bit today, testing it, having some fun with it, and it's pretty easy. Honestly, the Meow Meow is nuts. Like, this card is so good for the deck. The fact that it came out is just fantastic, and it definitely tosses another deck into the possibility of contenders this format. And with a pending ban list within the next month, I think that this deck probably won't get hit. I don't think they're going to hit Anaconda either. And, you know, if they don't hit Anaconda, then this deck is basically at full power, which is really good. So I'm going to hop into this and show you guys what I'm playing. This is just currently my experimental list that I'm toying around with. So far, I'm liking it. We'll see if I want to change it, but currently, I really like this list. So for the prank kids, we do have 3 Roxy's. Roxy's is your level 4, banish a card from your hand, draw a card, and then summon a prank kid from deck. Pretty good. Honestly, I'm just playing all 3 of the prank kids, but I'm playing 3 of each prank kid, but I'm just going to explain what each one does as I go through it here. We play 3 Lampseas. So Lampseas is burn your opponent for 500, and then you get to special summon prank kid from deck. The nice thing about this deck is that it plays really well in time if your match is drawn out. Because of all the burning and gaining effects, it actually benefits you significantly. We have 3 Dropsies. Dropsies allows you to gain 1,000 life points, and then you get to summon prank kids from deck other than itself, just like all the other ones. And that's really good too for time. Basically, you can create a 1,500 point gap. It's almost like playing Sky Striker, actually, now that I think about it, just with actual combos, which is cool. And then we have 3 Fansies. Fansies is possibly the most important one, honestly. Fansies lets you send a prank kid, spell, or trap from deck to grave and then summon one from deck. So you send whatever spell or trap you need in grave, and then you're golden from there. Then for other monster cards, I play the Gamma package despite not liking it. Honestly, now that I'm looking at this list, I'm probably going to pull the Gamma package out, and I'm probably going to put in 3 Ash and then 1 Thunder Dragon Fusion. That just seems like a significantly better way to play the deck, but if you want to play the Gamma package, you can. If you don't, play 3 Ash and a Thunder Dragon Fusion, and that definitely will suffice. Moving on to the spells, though, we play 3 Prank Kids Place. Really good field spell, amazing field spell. I shouldn't say really good, it's amazing. The fact that you can search and then you can add 500 to your monster's attacks and drop 500 from your opponents is absolutely nuts. To supplement that, I do play 1 Fusion Recycling Plant. I really think that this card is important because you need to fusion summon for the most part. Granted, the Meow Meow really helps, but there's going to be times where you really need a polymerization, and Fusion Recycling Plant gets you there, which is important. And to supplement both of those, we play Terraforming, which is pretty standard. Then we play 3 Prank Kids Pandemonium. It's just your fusion spell for the prank kid cards. Being a quick play is really nice. The only downside is that it's during the main phase, so if your opponent is even partially intelligent and they understand the phases of Yu-Gi-Oh, they will Cosmic Cyclone this if they know where it is during the standby phase, or Twin Twister during the standby phase, and then you can't play. But I think that, you know, if they don't have either of them, then you're basically golden. It's going to go in your favor. Then I play 2 Prank Kids Pranks. I think that Pranks is a phenomenal card. This card is really strong. The fact that you can just recycle your cards over and over again is very important in this deck. It's your built-in Jar Avarice, basically, which is kind of cool. Then the triple poly. Really important to have your polys, that way you can fusion off and go into your combos. Poly being able to be searched off of Recycling Plant is also very, very important. It comes up a lot where you need a poly in hand, so you definitely max out on those. Then I play triple desires because almost everything in the deck is a 3 of. There are very few things that aren't. So the desires is just, it's fantastic. It's 2 extra cards in your hand. If you want to play like triple tactics talent, you can. I just didn't want to play it even though I have them. Then we have some back row removal in that of double Cosmic and 1 Feather Duster. I don't think this needs an excessive amount of explanation. It's just cards to get rid of back row, which are kind of a pain. Then I play a copy of 1 for 1. Getting into your fansies is super important. It's just the best prank kids, so the 1 for 1 is of the utmost importance in the deck as a 1 of. Then we play 3 Imperm. The Imperm is another hand trap that definitely comes up often. I think, like I said, probably going to pull out the Gamma package for a Thunder Dragon Fusion and 3 Ash. Because then the Ash and the Imperm are fine. If, you know, basically they're there to slow your opponent down. And if, like, your opponent happens to be able to combo off, then you always have game 2 and 3. Then the last card is 1 Prank Kid's Plan. Plan is just a crazy card, allows you to link summon and recycle your resources, which is nuts. That card's so good. That is the main deck, though. Should be 40 cards. Moving on to the extra deck, we have 2 Meow Meow. I don't think you need more than 2 of this. I think that 3 is too much. There's not going to be enough games where you go into a third one, so I think 2 is more than enough. 2 Doodle. Doodle is very important. I think that 2 of this is great. I don't think you need to play 3. Way back before Meow Meow was released and the deck first came out and was kind of getting popular, I would say at that point definitely play 3 of this, but now we can definitely play 2. 1 Bow Wow Bark. You don't need any more than 1 of this. I think I've always played 1 in the entirety of the deck's existence. I think that 1 is perfectly fine. We have 1 Rip Roar and Roaster. It's a big back row removal, which is kind of nice, and the fact that it's a 3000 beater is also pretty crazy. You don't go into this very often, but when you do, it definitely helps you out in back row matchups. Then for other link monsters, we have the Anaconda, Unicorn, and an access code. The access code combo comes up occasionally where you can like use like either a Bow Wow or a Doodle, and you go into Unicorn, and then you can use the Unicorn and another monster on your field to make the access code. Or you can just use 2 Prank Kids and a Link 2 and also go into the access code, so that's pretty helpful. Then for the fusions, 2 Rocket Ride and 1 Weather Washer. I think that this is a pretty good ratio. Some people just play 1 of the Rocket Ride, but even if you recycle it, like, you definitely want to have access to more than 1. So I definitely like playing 2. Then we play the 1 Battle Butler. Some people play 2 of this. I don't think you need 2. I really don't. I think 1 is perfectly fine. This and the Ripper and Roaster, I think just playing 1 of each is perfectly acceptable. Then for the Xyz monsters, 1 Toad and 1 Dweller. This is pretty standard, to be honest. If you like can't do your Dropsies combo, instead you just end on a Dweller with the Roxies instead. And it gets you to at least shutting off your opponent's graveyard, which in this meta is extremely relevant when you have Dinos, Eldritch, and all that other fun stuff running around. That is the extra deck, though. I'm going to go ahead and hop over to the side deck. Side deck, per usual, very experimental. I'm testing around with the side deck more than anything. The first card that I'm going to show is the one card that I'm testing around with and debating and whether or not I'm changing it, and that is 3 Nibiru. I think Nibiru is a great hand trap, but I like to main deck it, and I don't have the space. I don't want to play, like, I'd rather play Ash over the Nibiru, personally. That's just me, but I think that playing the Nibiru it's still good. It's just that it's probably my least favorite card in the side deck because I like to main deck it. Then Triple Lancia. If you guys have been keeping up with most of my list lately, this card is in just about every single side deck that I play and has been for months now. So definitely got to play the Lancia to avoid the banishing abilities. Then we have our 3 Dark Ruler. Also, if you keep up with most of my lists, you'll notice that this is in almost every single one of my side decks. For the most part, my side decks tend to be fairly linear, which I think is very important. Because if you have a side deck that works against everything, you're set. If you have a side deck that only works against a couple things, you're in trouble. But triple Dark Ruler is pretty good. Then the spicy stuff here, 2 Mystic Mine and 1 set rotation. This is, in my opinion, of the utmost importance to be playing something like this. This deck has a lot of field spell presence. The fact that you have the Fusion Recycling Plant also is very, very nice, because if you don't need it, you can just give it to your opponent and then you set a mine, and then you just flip the mine and your opponent probably can't play. Basically exhaust all of their negations, drop a mine, and just pass for turn. So mine is definitely a solid choice. Then we have Triple Evenly. Once again, as I mentioned before, if you watch a lot of my profiles, the side decks tend to be similar. So in this one, the only cards that really stand out are the Mystic Mines, the Set Rotation, and the Nibiru, because the Evenly is in almost every single one of my side decks lately too. I've actually opted to play this over Lightning Storm lately. I just think this card is extremely strong. So Evenly is definitely worth playing. But that does wrap up the Prank Kids deck profile. Like I said, I will make sure that I post some videos within the next week or so. I just have to wait for stuff to come in the mail, and when it does, it'll obviously be a lot more helpful from there. But if you guys did enjoy this deck profile and you want to see more deck profiles like this, please give the video a thumbs up. Don't forget to comment down below. Let me know what you think. And make sure you smash the subscribe button. It is significantly appreciated. And for right now, this is Team Yugi Feels signing out.